Hello, everyone, and welcome to a pretend Friends and Authors Live. I'm Rosalinda Roman with my friend AKVS Ash, and I say pretend because this is the time slot we normally do our show every Tuesday at 1 o'clock Mountain Time. But we have been having, if you've been here for a few weeks, you've noticed we've had some really interesting connectivity issues for the past several weeks. And we decided it's time to make a change. So first of all, hi Ash, how are you?
Good, and I'm glad we changed the Wi-Fi connection instead of replacing me with a AI co-host. Right, I was relieved to discover.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it crossed my mind for a moment, but in the end, I kind of like you and enjoy our conversations. So I think I'll stick with you instead of a robot. I came on here, I was actually just going to put like a graphic up that said, we've moved the time. And then, because I was in the middle of overhauling my office, I'm in that mood. I started with thinking, these bookshelves had all kinds of random stuff on them. And I wanted to put some of my old journals because I've been, for another project I'm working on, going through these old journals. And then next thing I know, I'm like, I really need to move my desk and I need to gut everything and change everything. And so here I am in my workout clothes. And I thought that was just very appropriate to come on here and say, we are moving. This show is going to be moved to, we're going to try out, the next time we're trying is Thursdays at 10 o'clock Mountain Time, which is in Central Europe, is 6 p.m., correct?
Mhm. That's right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
want to talk about that? Like, why are we doing this?
Well, a couple of reasons. We're trying to have a better Wi-Fi connection. I'm moving to a new apartment in a couple of months, but until then, I wanted to test. The problem is it's actually hard to find. The infrastructure here isn't great for high-speed Wi-Fi. So, I can get fiber, which I will get at the next apartment, but I actually can't adjust the Wi-Fi in this apartment because it's for the entire building. So
Wow.
it's,
Which is
a
part of the problem
little different.
because, yeah, the time that we're doing, or that we like this time is PM, 9 p.m. where you are right now. That means everybody's
Yeah,
home and everybody's using the same internet at the same time, right?
yeah, exactly. That might be it. But I tested a little bit. I tried Starbucks. I tried this other kind of a Barnes and Noble type bookstore. Starbucks was really bad. It's the
Oh,
slowest
really?
Wi-Fi I think I've ever seen. Yeah, which is surprising because I don't know if American Starbucks is like that, but German
No,
Starbucks
they're
doesn't give
usually
a.
pretty good.
Yeah,
Wow. Wow. Well, that's
yeah,
interesting. And the problem is because of my time, you can't really go to like a co-working space or somewhere because they're closed by the time our show is on. So that you can accommodate the
yeah,
fact that
exactly.
I'm an American and need to be on American time. Um, but I think it's going to be good. And it was funny because we weren't sure. We were doing some speed tests with our internet, and last week's show was the last straw because we had I think, great content. We were talking about all kinds of things that I thought I was excited about, and we kept freezing every, few moments. And I realized I thought it was just your internet, but then the place that I was, because over the summer my son has theater camps and all this other stuff. So I was working from a local community college, and I did a speed test there yesterday, and it was just abysmal. So I found myself in my car at a park trying to get some Wi-Fi. So moving the time is the right thing to do. I thought we would come on here today just to share honestly what it's been like, because the whole idea of being indie authors is you try some things, you stick with what works and you continue with that, and you get rid of the things that aren't working. So I know a lot of people are dabbling in video because, as an author, you're also, as an indie author, you are your own marketing team. And, we're doing that too. And we realized, okay, this isn't working. So setting in a good example for anyone that's watching, that sometimes you just have to make a change. So we're making a change.
Yeah. There's an internet cafe on the block that I tested. It tested really high. So they also have really good lattes. So we'll see.
Oh, good.
I might try that
Maybe.
for Thursday.
Well,
But
so not only will you have good lattes, but the
I
time will be earlier. So it won't be like, right by your bedtime. So maybe it'll be better for your energy anyway.
no, coffee's better in Europe, hands down. It's not even close. It's just the stores are always closed on Sundays, right? Which, that's why it's like the Indy 500 Saturday night at the grocery store, right? Especially if you have a long holiday, right? But no, the coffee's good.
Right.
I I I reached out to our tech wizard, who's in the process of moving back to Tennessee, and he pretty much confirmed for me that yeah, it's just really not the infrastructure's really not set up for high-speed Wi-Fi there. So
All right.
we'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. So do you want to talk any about some of the things? Because on Thursday, we've got a bunch of stuff we'll share, but anything in particular that's on your mind this week, author-wise?
Just something that I don't think you will have much objection to. So I'm researching a new historical fiction series, and you look stuff up on Google, right? Like not even like Gemini, just Google search, right? But if you don't correct it, it automatically goes into Gemini, and then if your system reboots it, for some reason it keeps going back to the thing. So I was looking up some details about the Pacific, the Battle of Guadalcanal, and the different kinds of boats and all of these things, and it was just hallucinating left and right. Like it was, I know the difference because I've read a fair number of books, somewhat knowledgeable on the subject. But for someone who wasn't, I think it just kind of reinforces the lesson that AI is really dumb, and it's a predictive engine. So it will tell you what it thinks you want to hear, and then when you're like, I don't think Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto was half African American. Pretty sure of that. And it's like, oh, sorry, my bad, you got me.
Right.
I confused him with Dooley Wilson, who was this African American sailor who won the Medal of Honor during Pearl Harbor from the Air. It's like
Wrong side.
You would be fired for this if you were an intern.
Well, and that's the thing.
Exactly, right.
They don't get fired. So, people just don't know any better, and that's what scares me, because people don't know any better. That information gets perpetuated.
Well, it's useful, right? Like if you're writing historical fiction, like okay, so it's 1941. Did people have ice boxes or fridges, and did they have a 7-day work week, or was Saturday, the weekend we had? Well, it's great for that because you can say, well, actually, no, they only had Saturday was a full work day. People only had Sunday off, and by 1941, most middle-class American families had refrigerators, which is good because it adds authenticity to your story, right? So it's great for that, but you have to you literally have to say, is this true for just about anything, any fact it gives you or any detail?
Yeah.
Because it will just make stuff up.
Ooh, so I'm excited. We'll talk more about that when we aren't having, as I'm sure anyone watching can see, we are having already internet connectivity issues. Sometimes I'll say something and then I freeze, and then sometimes Aash says something and he freezes. So that's why we're switching. Just a friendly reminder, we're moving to Thursday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time and 6 p.m. in Central Europe. So join us then. And anything else that they can look forward to us talking about on Thursday?
Well, I mean, I've got some feedback on getting books in libraries from draft to digital, and also on paperbacks distributing wide to U.S., English, and Australian bookstores via Ingram Spark. So some news there.
Well, that's a good tease.
One very interesting change that benefits authors from Amazon that I'm sure you're aware of too, Rosa. recent change this week.
We'll have to talk about that on Thursday. That'll be a tease. Come watch us on Thursday, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, 6 p.m. in Europe, and hopefully we'll have a great internet and ready to go by Thursday. All right. Bye, everybody.